Coming up on UT10 News in HD, how independent is the Collegian?
And we'll also follow the problem-ridden university parking system.
Plus, Vinny Diaz highlights from the hard court and the diamond. Your news in 10 minutes starts now. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ashley Karsten.
And I'm Heather Klatt. Is the Independent Collegian going to stay independent? Major changes are underway with the 91-year-old student-run newspaper. Back in 2000, the paper separated from the university but continued to report on-campus news. Since then, the editors have been acting as teachers to staff members. Recently, an advisor has been appointed by the Collegian Media Foundation Board of Directors.
A student newspaper being what it is, there's a lot of turnover on a pretty regular basis. So there is a benefit to having somebody around who can kind of keep things running smoothly.
Editor-in-Chief Vincent Skebby says the advisor will be a mentor and oversee the staff. Skebby also adds the Collegian may move their office back on campus.
UT faculty, students, and staff continue to file complaints on the automated parking system. Reporter Heather Dotson works through the traffic.
The new automated parking system was installed last fall on all UT campuses, but recently students and staff have been issuing complaints over tickets received through email. The tickets were issued over non-registration or citations for being illegally parked.
First, I get a ticket for an unregistered car, and then when I was changing my license plate, then they charged me for another parking permit.
But the Director of Auxiliary Services doesn't believe the system is flawed.
We still need to make sure that we have people understanding how to log in appropriately, secure their permit, continue to go look and validate.
Students and staff have up to 30 days to appeal any parking citations. Reporting from the Transportation Center, I'm Heather Dotson for UT10 News.
The Gateway Project is offering UT students more than just a place to stay. 8 restaurants and stores will be opening on the corner of Secor and Dorr Street. Great Clips, Jimmy John's, and Verizon are just a few of the businesses in the new building. And the UT bookstore, currently located in the Student Union, will be moving to Gateway as the anchor store. The new bookstore will have a Barnes & Noble on the first floor and college textbooks on the second floor.
We really all look at it at the university here as the front door to the University of Toledo. It's really meant to draw the community in a way I feel that they have not been drawn in before.
The bookstore at Gateway will officially open July 9th, and all of the other businesses will be open by the beginning of August. Last Thursday, the Catherine Eberly Center was offering tests, but they weren't finals.
Reporter Adrian Ehrman has the results.
The Catherine Eberly Center held their 3rd annual Know Your Numbers Brown Bag Seminar. The UT community and students could come in and have their blood pressure and cholesterol checked for free. Once participants received their test results, they were given tips on how to improve or maintain the numbers.
Kids don't eat healthy. They think that, oh, it's never going to happen to me, or they have time to correct their bad habits. But unfortunately, once you start getting into your 20s, your early 20s, now is the time to start taking care of yourself.
Michelle also says that the sooner you start getting your numbers checked, the better. If you missed the seminar, you can go to Rocket Wellness in the Moore Center. I'm Adrian Ehrman for UT10 News.
According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, 1 in every 4 women will be a victim of domestic violence. And to help spread awareness, UT held the 18th annual Take Back the Night at the Health Science Campus. 26 UT and Toledo area organizations united on April 21st to educate the community about all forms of abuse. The event also provides support for victims and their families.
My daughter was murdered 3 years ago, and the violence with females, it has to stop. And if a man could put his hands on a woman, he should be in jail.
If you are a victim of domestic violence, contact the Bethany House at 419-727-4948. Last Sunday, the Fearless, Intelligent, Relentless, and Emotional Dance Team, or Fire Squad, held their 10th annual showcase. The Fire Squad teamed up with Bee Gees Dance Team and Stepping Out Studios to dance in Dorman Theater. Participants danced to a variety of styles, from hip-hop to ballet. Students were encouraged to bring canned goods as admission.
If we can come collectively together and help someone else, that's the best cause that we can imagine for a team to do.
174 people attended the showcase and 64 cans were collected. Runners laced up this weekend for Toledo's Glass City Marathon. Reporter Jason Ozenval covered Matt Folk taking it for the 3rd year in a row.
People of all ages came to Toledo's campus on Sunday as UT hosted the 36th annual Medical Mutual Glass City Marathon. Over 4,800 people registered to run in this year's marathon. Runners had the choice of 4 different events: the half marathon, team relays, a 5K, and a 26.2-mile marathon. Runners began at 7 in the morning outside of Savage and finished the marathon in the Glass Bowl Stadium. Over $21,000 was raised and will go towards local charities. I'm Jason Ozenval for UT 10 News.
A UT runner is qualified for the U.S. Olympic trials. Junior Emmer Cortez is one of 181 runners competing to join the 2012 U.S. Olympic team. After running the 10K in 33 minutes and 28 seconds, Cortez set the MAC record at the Stanford Invitational. This qualified her for the trials, which are being held at Eugene, Oregon, and she will run on June 22nd.
One of my goals for this year was to try to qualify, so it just had like a really good feeling, overwhelming sense of just happiness that finally all the work that I've been putting in really paid off.
I'm Vince DiGuglielmo, and this is your UT 10 Sports. It was an exciting weekend in Rocket sports. The men's tennis team took on the Western Michigan Broncos, and the softball team faced rival Bowling Green. But first, let's head over to the hard courts as the men played in their last match of the regular season. The guys were pumped up for senior day, with lone senior captain Leo Soria heading up the doubles match. Soria and Tomas Stillman battled for the #1 spot in doubles, but ultimately UT dropped a doubles point to Western Michigan. Over in singles, junior Brian Dudzik captured a victory for the Rockets, but the Broncos swept the other 5 matches. The Rockets lost to Western Michigan 6-1 in their first home loss of the season. But the team will be back for more as UT hosts the MAC tournament April 26th through the 28th. While the tennis team was battling the Broncos, the Rocket softball team was at Scott Park facing off against BG in the Battle of I-75. The Falcons got off to an early lead in the 3rd inning with a double steal, sending right fielder Giordano home for a run. The robbery would continue in the 4th inning, with Rocket right fielder Lindsey Tobias stealing home to tie it up. But it wouldn't be tied for long, with Bowling Green scoring not 1, but 2 runs in the 5th inning. The Rockets fell to the Falcons with a final score of 3-1. Rocket softball coach Tara Baster says the team will continue to learn from their mistakes.
I think we need to continue to be consistent. You know, we have a lot of 1-run losses this year, or 2-run losses like today, and you know, we need all of our elements of our game to be consistent, from pitching to offense to defense.
From the diamond to the doghouse, the men's basketball team is now banned from competing in any playoff games next season. A new rule from the NCAA states that a team's eligibility for postseason play is based on their academic performance rating. The Rockets' rating from the 09-10 school year put them lower than the new minimum requirement. Coach Todd Kowalczyk says the NCAA is penalizing the wrong teams.
Why wouldn't they use this year's data to influence next year's postseason? And the way it currently stands, they don't.
The team did appeal the decision by the NCAA, but the appeal was denied, so we'll definitely be hearing more next year on the story.
Thanks, Vince. That's a tough break for the guys. That's it for us at UT 10 News, but before we go, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate all of our graduating seniors, including reporters Georgina White, Heather Dotson, Ashley DeKay, Technical Director Keith Bombries, and our producers Karina Cornelis and my co-anchor Ashley Karsten.
Thanks, Heather. We'll be off for the summer, but you can always watch our award-winning newscast on YouTube and Facebook, where you can get caught up on all of your campus news whenever you want. For Heather Klatt, Vince DiGuglielmo, and all of our crew, I'm Ashley Karsten. Have a great summer break and come back for more news from the UT campus in the fall.